Hey, what's up, YouTube? So we're here with Patrick Wieland. He needs no introduction, really.
The man, the myth, the legend.
Yeah.
I like to always be introduced as that. Also, number one day. It's like kind of like Game of Thrones.
He likes to be. He calls the self-proclaimed the #1 day trader on YouTube. So Patrick, how long have you been trading for, and what is your main trading strategy?
My main trading strategy is very simple. I look to buy low, sell high, or either sell high, buy low.
All right.
I have heard other people with different strategies that try the opposite. It does not work. Buying high, selling low, not a good strategy.
Foolproof strategy right there.
No, but
anyway.
but normally I'm just like a momentum-based trader, so really just trying to go with the trend.
How long ago did you get started?
Started getting into trading back in 2016, kind of just with buying stocks, holding, kind of swing trading style. And then got addicted to, the small cap FOMO rush. Wake up in the morning, a stock's up 200%. You buy it, it goes up another 500%. That was definitely the kind of gold rush era when everyone I felt like was trading the small caps. And you'd have like those, overnight gappers that went up 300%, 1,000%. I mean, it was crazy. But just as easily as they went up, they would just crash right back down.
Drop right down, and then so many bag holders for years to come, as we know with small cap stuff.
Then that's my favorite. Is the people are like, I'll just hold it till it goes back up. I'm like, that don't work. The same thing with AMC.
That's just copium, pure
Yeah.
copium. Okay, so how did you actually get started? Did you see a YouTube video, or did a family member, or word by mouth? How did you find out trading was a thing?
I've talked about this a few times, actually. Honestly, it just kind of was a film or editor. I did that professionally. That's how I kind of travel around the world, and I really wanted to find something that was just something I could do when I wasn't filming and editing, because I was needing money, obviously, and I wanted to get rich. Everybody wants to get rich. Don't lie. No one starts trading to become Mother Teresa. It's like we're here to make money. You can claim all you want that you're here to help, but at the same time, it's like everyone started with one goal, and that's
the goal,
to make money. And if you're not making money, I mean,
what are you doing? Really?
You're not making money.
You're not making money. What do you focus on the most when you're trading in your strategy?
The thing that I focus on the most when I'm trading, I think, really is just to make sure that I'm going with the trend. Even if I buy a breakout and it doesn't go right away, maybe it pulls back, maybe there's a little bit of, hesitation, I can still feel kind of good that I'm trading with the trend, right? Because if I'm trading with the trend, even a pullback, like I'm going to be all right. But like if I'm trying to short at the top and the market continues going higher, I have no idea how high I can go. And normally those, those false kind of like, or those breakouts kind of trapping shorts at the top, I mean, they can be deadly. Those are those, 20, 30 point runners, and then they finally come back down. So I think it's just trying to not get trapped, honestly, like looking for opportunities to be just trading. Because you got to think
typically you wait for the trap to happen and then you enter.
Well, typically the market's kind of moving to a bigger time frame, higher time frame direction. All the little moves on the 1 minute chart, the 2 minute chart, the small time frames, they're just like moves basically heading towards that direction.
So we both know that live streaming is a beast in itself. How does the live chat affect your trading?
Ooh, I think one of the most negative things about the live chat is when people start disagreeing, with you, and you're like, oh, I'm short, and they're like, no, it's a long. You then, like, if I see that, even if I'm wrong, like, I would rather, like, I don't care, I'm going to hold it because I'm going to prove these idiots wrong, And there are days where the chat is right, We've had days where the chat actually called the top or the bottom, but then there's a lot of days where the chat's not right. So it's like you really can't trade based off of, like, somebody having a conflicting opinion, because no matter what, every trade is always going to have, like, basically a bull thesis and a short thesis.
Right. If you cast a wide enough net and you have like 3,000 people watching you, there are going to be people that have the opposite view.
I would hope so. I mean, that would be, if you didn't have opposite views, that might be like, we might be in trouble.
I know, right? But like, so what you're saying is like, it makes you need to have more conviction in your trade to stick with it, essentially.
But also like it creates a negative emotion as well, because you don't want to cut off a loser because you're like, no, I'm right. That's one thing about trading with the trend too, is like if you buy at the top and you're like, oh, but it's still bullish, it's still pushing up, it's like, yeah, but like you need to really have good identifiers to understand like when there are possible total reversals versus, and that's where the higher time frame comes in. You know, if you look at the 15-minute chart and you're like, oh, we still have another 100 points till we hit resistance, then you're like, I'm good. But if you're only looking at the small 1 minute time frame where it's like, it's either going to break out and go straight to the moon or it's going to crash down, you like, you know, it's hard. You really got to have that bigger picture view to avoid those little like
higher
little
time
chop
frame.
sessions.
Yeah, you need the parent higher time frame order flow for sure.
Yeah, I think
Otherwise,
the good
you
rule,
get lost in the sauce.
great rule too, is like if the higher time frame is like not like actually setting up to like make a breakout or break down, like then there's probably just like no reason to trade. Like if there's a consolidation on the higher time frames, you're like, this is just a huge red flag to not trade.
Of course,
this.
yeah, because then there's nothing going on.
And I know you've talked about this too, sorry, that, you know, the overnight session, like I know you don't like to trade when there's like a massive range overnight.
Right. When there's like an overnight session like during London or Asia where the market just gaps up like 150 points, that means that the distribution period happened overnight. So it's likely that the beginning of the New York AM session will just be consolidating and accumulating for the next move, and it'll come later.
See, it's funny because I feel like as a momentum trader, we get excited, right? We see a big range overnight, and we're like, oh my God, like it's either gonna keep going straight up or it's gonna crash down, you know? So I feel like as a momentum trader, it's hard sometimes to remember, you know, that to be a little bit more cautious.
Right.
I really like to look for that, like, sometimes, you know how we start getting like a triangle, kind of like really like a bull flag wedge, you know, right before open. Like those are the primo setups. When you have that, like you had 4 hours of pre-market just consolidating.
Yes, that's the best.
Then you're like, oh, because you know at least if you're in a channel and it's consolidating, that a breakout or a breakdown is like, that's where you're looking for take a trade.
Or even better, if it's consolidating and then right at open, there's a trap to the downside, and then
when you really know, you're like, because then you know,
that's
like
your A+ setup.
As an experienced trader, you know that like that first move of the day is going to fake people out, or it's either gonna like. And the best part is like even if you're a bull and you're like, oh, it's gonna go to the moon, like there's somebody right next to you that's like, oh no, it's gonna get stuck at resistance. So like, if you're winning, there's another 50% of people that took the other side of that trade. It's not just like. There's always somebody else on every single other side of the trade. So there's somebody else that has that same exact conviction.
But on the other way, so you definitely always have to think about the other players in the market.
So you know at that point, like if you didn't take that first move and you saw that stop run or that stop, you know, that liquidity run, you know that like the other people that took that trade, they got squeezed or they got dumped on.
Yeah.
And you know there's going to be volatility to like basically even if we don't get a massive rip back up, you normally get like some type of like kind of opposite effect at open. Very rare. That's why I feel like sometimes when there's market like just goes straight down, that's when I get worried.
Right.
Because then you're like, fuck, like it just keeps going. That's when I don't take a trade.
There was no manipulation at open.
Yeah, and it just goes like,
too.
It drops 60 points straight down.
Yeah.
And you're like, if I short right now, it's going to rip back up. If I get long right now, it's going to crash. So you're like.
You just have to accept the FOMO that you missed the move.
It's the hardest thing to do. That's the hardest, honestly. The hardest part of trading right there.
So what got you involved with prop firms in the future space?
The money, baby. Just wanting all the leverage. Honestly, I first like really kind of started looking at the prop firms back in 2022. So I've been trading on YouTube since 2017. So the prop firm thing really kind of came later on. I was actually trading through Iron Beam.
Okay.
Actually trading the real market, live market in my own account. And then I found the prop firm deal. And I had a big community, I had the YouTube, and it made sense to me for people that are first starting out that it's really the best case scenario when it comes to like capital, like in terms of like being able to sign up, get live data, start trading the markets like that very day.
Right.
You know, like like for $100,
right.
$50, whatever it is, like you go on there, you sign up, and you're like actually trading that day. Is it the best thing ever? Like you're gonna get rich right away? No, obviously not. But I think from anyone who's trying to become a day trader, the worst thing you can do is put like $20,000 of your own money that you saved up into an account and start trading.
Right.
I know it's like, obviously we all want to trade our own money at the end of the day, but as a new trader, there really is no reason to open up a $20,000 account with with no experience.
Because you are most likely not going to lose money.
You can have
it's better to mitigate your risk.
You can have like the strongest work ethic. You can be the most disciplined person in the world, but put $20,000 into an account and start losing money. See what happens.
That's how I got started trading, and let me tell you, it's not the easiest way to start. Of course not. So it's a pretty new thing, honestly, that prop firms, and have introduced into the industry, because they sort of also like package it pretty well for you, where they like have a bunch of instructions on how to get started on their own website, how to get your broker set up, and everything is kind of packaged nicely in that way.
And it's nice because it's like it creates accountability as well, because you kind of like know like, okay, I need to hit these targets. You know, I need to be consistent. Whatever the rules are of the challenge, like it's kind of like a challenge to you to follow these rules. And if you follow the rules, well, you know, I think the biggest rule that I kind of really like got enforced with the prop firms was like a daily loss limit. You know, back in the day, it was like daily loss limit hit, you lose your account, you're done.
Right.
You know, some prop firms have changed some different rules and stuff, but in general, like hitting your max loss in a day, like, you know, you're done.
Yeah, you can't log back in. You're done.
Yeah.
You're literally locked out.
You're forced out.
Meanwhile, like even on a personal account,
you can always add money.
Yeah, you can always add money. You can always keep
change
going until you run out of
yeah.
money. You can, you know, there's no extra layer of self-control there if you get carried away. So, this month you've already taken more than $40,000 in payouts from prop firm, which you've said is more than you've taken all year last year in 2023. So, what changed in your strategy or your mindset that propelled you up this much?
I mean, to be honest, I want to make it very clear. Like when I talk about like last year's payouts, I am not sitting here like bragging about it. You know, people are like, "Wow, you only made 46,000." I'm like, "Yeah, I mean that's an issue, right?" Like I was trying to promote that fact and be honest and be like, "Look, like this is an issue.
Right.
I should have taken like way more." First off, you only can take 50% of the payouts, you know, with that broker. So I told people like, okay, you know, I made 46 after the percentage cut and everything. I probably made like 110,000 in actual like realized profits.
Right.
That, you know, I could have been able to pull out, but I took out 50% basically. And then, you know, just kind of gambled and was an idiot with the rest. I had the live account, you know, up to $50,000 and just kind of dwindled it away. I'd kind of just like, I'd have days where I literally made $8,000.
Right.
And still kept trading. Like even this month, I was up $15,000 on a day. I literally told you about it. I was like up 15,000, and I just bled all the way out to break even. Not even break even. I bled all the way out to fucking to being
negative, right?
Yeah, to being max loss. Like it's that crazy. Like you know how it is when you go like blackout, when the tilt takes over. I don't care who you are. Like you can be the best trader in the world. If you don't have some type of instrument or a way to stop you, like you can lose everything in one day.
Right. So
when you just go full just blackout.
So how do you think it's a mental shift then that has changed?
I think, you know, I told myself day one of January, and I posted on Twitter, it sounds funny, but like I posted on Twitter saying like, I'm going to take payouts this year. Like I'm going to do it. Like if I'm up 6,000, if I'm up $10,000 in the account, I'm just going to take my max payout because I might as well.
Yes.
Right? Like the goal is take it out, realize it, put it into your bank account.
Pay
and be
yourself.
Like, yeah.
Pay yourself. You got to pay yourself. Otherwise, so like before you were saying that you were keeping that money in the account and then sort of using it as padding and then sort of oversizing, and then that's how you would lose it. So now you're focusing more taking those payouts.
Yeah, like I'd rather blow up the account after taking a payout than like blow up the account and never taking a payout.
Right.
You know, because at least like pay yourself some money out, cover the cost of the resets, the evaluations, whatever, and like at that point, okay. And it also like, I think it's a good idea that way. If you do have a bad day, you're not. I feel like emotionally, like if you've taken the payouts out of the account a few times, like you're gonna be more like, okay, it's fine. Like I've already taken some payouts.
Right.
Like
you paid yourself. Now you can get another eval.
Exactly.
The worst case
or it's
scenario.
just like if you're in the account still, like you're not gonna have so much of a like desire to like get the money back because you already like realized money.
Right.
So you're taking money out. So
you
you're
already
like,
got a return on.
Yeah. If you lose 2,000, you're like, okay, I'm done for the day.
Right.
Because I know like I can like get it back, you know. But if you just lose like $10,000 out of your $20,000 account in one day, you're gonna just spiral for sure.
Yep.
So that's definitely been my big focus, you know.
Okay.
And nice thing is as well, you know, I've seen you've been talking about some other prop firms as well. So having more flexibility in the prop firm space obviously made it, you know, different rules,
you're
different
sort of
setups.
diversifying your accounts across.
Yeah, no, I've literally had, you know,
now.
I've had accounts now with Take Profit Trader. I've taken payouts with. I've had My Fund of Futures I took payouts with.
Right.
And then now with Apex. Apex's schedule is a little different. Working hard,
building it up.
but I'm working it hard. Like I would like to get to a point where I have the 20
accounts.
20 like funded accounts would be epic.
Yeah. I mean, I'm there to see
it's
it.
crazy because you like I've been doing already. Like you literally just I have 13 accounts right now. I trade one contract per account.
Right, and then you can you're basically splitting
it's
your
like
risk
way more
across
drawdown.
way more accounts, and then that way you're you have less of a chance of blowing up one account if you're taking only like a couple of contracts per account. So you're basically
because you can't take 13 contracts on one account and only risk $250.
Yeah.
You know,
No, but you can with one. Yeah.
With one contract, you can do it, reasonably, and still, when it's good, it's good. Like the other day, I traded like, I think maybe 2 contracts max.
Okay.
And still made like $1,500 in the account with like very little risk. And that's the biggest thing is, especially with Apex, you've got to be consistent. It doesn't matter if you have a huge day anyway.
Yeah.
Like, you need to just be like consistently like making $1,000 profitable and like trading consistent sizing. You can't go for a huge payout in one day and then just take micros for the rest of the time.
Exactly. So it's really about consistency and diversifying your accounts across
risk management for sure. I think,
risk management is number 1 in trading, as we all know. What tips do you have for beginning traders that are just starting out?
My biggest tip for new traders starting out would definitely be to try to not have any type of goals of like profit goals, right? Like, it really is the worst thing you can do. Like, if your first goal is to like, I'm going to make $10,000 my first week.
Okay. Like lofty goal over there.
Yeah, but like you're just putting so much like emotional like pressure on yourself. So if you don't do well, you're going to blow up. You're going to do something stupid. So I think it really, as a beginner, your focus needs to be simply to just not lose money.
Exactly.
I mean, that's the hardest part. If you can get to a point where you're not losing money as a trader, well, then you're going to make money.
Right.
Like, if you keep showing up and you keep not losing money and just keep trading, keep, following the rules. Like, I know plenty of traders who have a very low win rate, but they're quick to take profits, or I mean, they're quick to cut off losers, and they let their winners run.
Right.
And so, I know you kind of have that philosophy.
I was saying earlier, your goal should just be to break even in your first year, and then tweak your model so that you're getting rid of the losses and you'll be profitable. You just need to tip that little dial over to the point where you're not taking so many losses that are setting you back, right? So just start slow. Slow is smooth and smooth is fast. That is a good quote that I like.
Smooth is fast.
Yes.
That's smooth.
Yeah, slow is smooth and smooth is fast in trading because you have to think about the compounding effect.
You do, yeah.
Yeah, so as you're growing and smaller, but you just need to incrementally grow, your sizing will then grow and your profits will grow. Ooh. So yeah, I mean, it's nice to finally collab with you, Patrick. We've been going back and forth on Twitter for a few months. And,
it is such a polar opposite. Like, most people are like, what?
Yeah, most people are like, we have such different personalities, different strategies. I mean, I think that's the beauty of trading, is that you can do that and, still both be profitable and both be on the right side of the market, even though the other time, maybe you'll be long for a scalp and I'll be short for a larger move. And it
is fun having a little bit of competition, though. It's always nice to, when you have a good day, to look and see how you kind of rank up with the other traders on YouTube,
I think that's more of a you thing than a me thing. I don't really.
No, I'm just saying,
I know
for me, you do it.
For you.
No. You go to my channel and your followers are like, oh, Tanya made money, you lost,
Did I? Don't wave that finger at me. But anyway, it's been a pleasure to meet you. And
wait. I gotta say one more thing. You said, I thought it was funny. We were on the boat yesterday, and I was playing normal lo-fi kind of relaxing music.
Right.
And you made a comment. What was that comment?
I was surprised that he was putting relaxing music. I was thinking he was going to put some trap or hip hop type of vibes,
just we making money, we making money. You driving around
definitely
like that.
a little bit more toned down in person. Of course, he can't be Patrick Wieland all the time.
No, you gotta have a balance. You gotta have a balance.
But anyway, you guys leave a comment below if you guys want to see more collabs, and we'll see you here Monday to Friday. 9:15 a.m. That's when I stream. Patrick streams Monday to Friday.
I'm live before her, so you can come check out me, turn me on, turn her on as well. We kind of talk differently anyway.
Some people watch us both at the same time.
Can you imagine having both of our?
I can, because you talk much louder.
It'd actually be kind of funny to. I might just start
compare
listening to you in the headphones.
I don't know if you. I have a nudge that you might be doing that sometimes.
I never
because
do
your
that.
live chat tells you when I get into a position. That's the issue. But anyway, comment. Go subscribe to Patrick's channel and leave a comment below if you like this collab and if you want to see more collabs in the future. And thanks for watching.